Coming to you from Kharj, Saudi Arabia, which is about 80 miles outside of Riyadh, the capital city.
Correct.
We have here, whoa, a phone call. All right, sorry for that interruption. Won't you introduce yourself for us?
My name's Chris, and I'm from Wales in the UK, and I've been working on Hajj for 2 months, and I've got 1 month left.
1 month left.
Yeah.
So how's your time been here in the kingdom since you started working here?
So far, it's good. Yeah. I've been here 3 years and 3 months.
3 years and 3
For
months.
the first 3 years, I was in the East Coast in Al Khobar, which is very different to Al Hajj and different to Riyadh because it's near the sea.
So before coming to the kingdom, what was your preconceived notions about Saudi Arabia?
I didn't really have many. I mean, I knew what it was like. I hadn't experienced it, but I knew about the religion and the kind of what do you call it? Not segregation, but men do things together, women do things together. Like I kind of knew about that. I have a few friends back home who have worked here before, so I had a bit of an idea before I came.
Right.
Yeah.
So since arriving here in the kingdom, how has your personal experience been?
It's been great. Yeah, it's been really nice. Like Saudis, they're probably some of the most hospitable people you will ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do enough for you, to a point where it becomes annoying sometimes. I think.
Yeah.
They're so energetic to try and help you.
Yeah. So is it anything like you heard or seen in the news media or television or movies or anything like that?
To be honest, no. I mean, obviously the news. The news.
We go to March.
We'll
Okay.
Go to March. Okay, have fun.
We come back.
No, like to be honest, I'm not a big I don't watch much news.
Right.
For the reason of it's all rubbish a lot of the time, So
Propaganda,
yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah. And not just about this part of the world, about anywhere, wherever they're talking about.
So if you was to compare this area or the places you've been in Saudi Arabia to, say, Wales back home or any other place that you visited in the world,
Yeah.
how would you rate as far as, like, for example, when, my family and friends, when they find out that I'm coming over here or I've been living over here, they always say, oh, okay, be safe, be
Yeah.
careful,
Yeah. One of my aunties said to me once, "Oh, don't you feel in danger over there?" But it's probably the safest place I've ever been.
Right.
Apart from on the roads, they're a bit crazy driving. Your day-to-day life, it's very safe.
You never worry about getting stabbed,
no,
getting
exactly.
shot.
You can be outside at any time of day and you feel fine, totally fine.
You can leave your house unlocked.
You probably could, exactly.
People leave their cars running.
Yeah, exactly, for an hour, in the coffee shop or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So if
It's
you
very safe, and I feel safe here.
would you ever recommend, this place or what? I know a lot of people, and I'm sure you've have some of your countrymen as well as mine, haven't really enjoyed their stay here for different reasons. A lot of guys, they miss drinking.
Yeah, exactly. The reasons that they give for not enjoying it are the social side of things. They can't go out and socialise in the situations that they used to, with guys and girls together, having a beer, having a chat.
Right.
And that's not to say they want to go and get drunk every night, but the social aspect of having a drink with friends.
Even though we know people still get their drinks.
Yeah, even though if you want to, if you want to drink that bad, you're going to find a way. Yeah, but that's another thing. My friends at home, when I said I'm living in Saudi at the moment, the first thought is, oh, how can you have a drink? I think if that's your first thought, you think you've got a problem.
Yeah.
I don't really miss drinking at all. I'm quite different. I do drink, but I'm not a massive drinker.
I know we know blokes back home that the first thing they do in the morning is, you know what I mean? I don't know what time the pub's open now, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So would this be a place that you recommend for family-oriented people? Because I think this place is better suited for people who are married or they're in a relationship.
Like I'm single. I've been single all my time here, and for me it's not a problem. But I can see if you're with a wife,
yeah,
it would be a fun place, like a lot more fun. You know?
Yeah.
A lot of my friends, like every now and every 6 months, somebody will text me saying, "Oh, I'm thinking of going to the Middle East," but they obviously the first thought for them is to save a bit of cash,
Yeah.
and then I kind of tell them the honest, my honest perception of it. But a lot of the single guys then
Have a problem.
the social side is
Yeah.
that for them. But then if you're with your wife, you do couple things anyway. You probably go for dinner with another couple, that kind of thing. So it's very different if
So-
you're married or being single, I think.
So how often do you get to go to Riyadh?
To be honest, I've only been there for 5. I worked there for 5 weeks when I started this job in 2015. Then they sent me to the East Coast, and I haven't been back.
So being that it's the largest city in the Middle East, did you get to experience like a lot of the malls and the advancements and talk a little bit about
Where I lived, I was very near one of the big malls, but it was more a case of let's go there because there's something to do.
right.
You know, the supermarket was there, then the shop, then upstairs had the food court, and we would spend, a couple of hours. Most afternoons we'd go there after work just to do something. you know.
Right.
But then in the East Coast, I was quite lucky that I think Khobar is very different, I think, to Riyadh. Not that I know Riyadh well, but from what I've heard.
Yeah.
So like,
It's a beach city.
yeah, there's a lot. The whole, hundreds of kilometers of beach. So
Yeah.
you can actually go to the beach there.
Right.
If you want to get out of Saudi, you've got Bahrain there.
Yeah.
It's less than an hour away. So I think I was quite lucky in that regard. If I ever did feel, man, I need to get out of this,
Bahrain right
Bahrain
there.
was there. Like finish work at 12, I'll be there by 1:30.
And you could do just about anything in
Do whatever
Bahrain,
you
right?
like. If you're crazy enough, you can do whatever you like. And I know a few ex-colleagues who did. Like one of them told me he was just coming up to his 2-year anniversary and he was going to leave after 2 years. So I said, "No, how's it been? Have you managed to save what you wanted to save?" And he said the first year didn't save anything
Yeah.
because I was in Bahrain every weekend. So you've got to be careful on the other
Yeah.
hand. You've got to really be sensible with it.
Yep. Yep.
Every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks, fine. If you're there every week, it's an expensive place. They charge a lot for everything, especially pork and alcohol, because they know
Yeah.
people will pay that money for it because
Right.
they miss it.
Exactly.
So they've got the monopoly on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of the things that the outside world talk about is women don't have rights here. Even before the drive-in ban was lifted.
Yeah.
Do you really see that in society?
It's hard to know because one, you can't just go and chat
Chat
to them and know. But you do see women walking around on their own.
Catching cabs,
You know,
going off on their own.
exactly, yeah. So I think obviously there are some things which probably we don't know about, which maybe they are not allowed to do.
But do you see them out having fun? Have you ever, when I go out, there's a mall in Riyadh called Nakhil Mall.
Okay.
I went in there a few weeks back, and I mean, it was wall-to-wall women. It's like 1,000 women to every one man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There's a big mall in the Eastern Province called the Mall of Dhahran, and it's massive, and it's mainly women.
Yeah.
So I think they do have their kind of things
Socialization.
they can go and do. But I think it's very repetitive for them. There's not as many options. Like the guys, they'll go out for 2 or 3 days and stay in the desert with their friends and leave the wife and kids at home.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's a cultural thing.
Yeah, it is a cultural thing. It is a cultural thing. But I'm sure the women can't do anything remotely similar to that.
They can. They typically when the women when they go to the desert, they go with their families.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, you can imagine it's a high rate of single people, both men and women. Of course, the women. Well, not of course, but the women outnumber the men here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the ratio is, but they definitely outnumber the women. But you can imagine if some single women went out to the desert and some single guys just happens upon them, what could happen. So culturally speaking,
it comes from the history of the area, doesn't it? And the
and they don't want the
tribal
same
thing and the nomadic thing.
They don't want the same problems as the West, as in a lot of babies being born, nobody knows who the fathers are, and unwanted kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's what a lot of the prevention is.
Yeah.
Is But, you know, at the end of the day, what I see here, the most dangerous, like you spoke about earlier, the most dangerous thing here is the driving.
Yeah.
You know, once they crack down on that,
Yeah. I think it's getting better though, because I came here for 1 year back in 2013-14, and I saw pretty much every day. If I didn't see a crash, I saw the aftermath of a crash.
Yeah.
Pretty much every day for 9 months.
yeah,
And that was down in the southwest where it's a bit more, still kind of quite old school, you know.
Jizan.
So, you know, in Jizan province,
Yeah.
exactly. Since I've been in Al-Hajj, to be honest, I've been pleasantly surprised with the driving.
yeah,
You know, again, it's quite a small place. There aren't many roads where you can really get at that kind of crazy speed, you know, and there are cameras on the main road. So I think that's probably why you can see that they are trying to improve the driving standards.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. So, overall, how would you rate this place on a scale of 1 to 10?
again, I think it's quite hard. I mean, it depends.
If as a single person, as a married person.
Exactly. Again, for some things, I mean, for saving potentials, you can't beat it. Mm-hmm. You know,
As a single person.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, if I know I can, 3 kids you have? Yeah. So for me, it's been great in that regard.
Yeah.
It'd be 10 out of 10, of course. Mm-hmm. But then for the social side of things, it's kind of
Yeah,
50-50, you know, 5, 6 out of 10, I would say.
yeah,
That's not to say I don't enjoy my time here.
Right.
I think it depends as well what kind of person you are. I'm quite happy in my own company.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like I've been in Al-Hajj. I'll be here for 3.5 months. The only guy from my company, the only guy in Al-Hajj. Mm-hmm. It's fine for me. If I was here long term, then I could see it might be a bit of a problem being a single.
Being
guy,
single,
you
yeah.
know? So, yeah. But overall, you know, it's a good place. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks for the interview.
No problem.
And, you know, enjoy the rest of your time here.
You know.